everybody. Okay, so today I really am excited about this video because I'm spelling the 5 essential things that you need to start photography. This may come as a shock to you, but the number one thing that you need to start photography is a camera. And I know, it's like, okay, Brittany, I understand I need a camera. But let me just let you know that you can get a camera for super cheap on Facebook resale sites, Craigslist, like eBay. Go on Ask People on Facebook. People are constantly selling their crap on Facebook. So go there. You can go to our education page. There's people that are constantly upgrading their camera and they're wanting to sell their starter camera. So this can be a super inexpensive buy. And it's obviously the number one thing that you need to start photography is a camera body. The second thing you need to start is a lens. And I'm not talking about the kit lens that comes with your camera. Don't go to Best Buy and buy the camera lens bundle, the kit lens that comes with it. Don't do that. It's a scam. It's a trick. That lens is crap. What I want you to do is buy just the camera body. And no, you're not getting a good deal. That's another thing that I get told all the time. Oh, but it was a good deal. You're not getting a good deal. That lens is junk and it's going to make you feel like you're a sucky photographer when really it's a sucky lens. So here's what you need to do. Get the camera body. So if you're Nikon, I recommend the Nikon D3100, Nikon 5200, 7400, any of those are great. And also another quick tip for when you're buying a camera body. The more expensive the camera body, the more user-friendly it is. It's a misconception that oh, if I buy this expensive camera, it's going to be too big for me. No, it's not. The cheaper the camera body, the more buttons and you're going to have to go find in settings and stuff like that. The more expensive the camera body, the more user-friendly it's going to be. So if you're a techie and you love buttons, get the cheaper body and just figure it out. If you're like me and you're like, I don't know what to do with buttons, then spend a couple extra $100 and get the 7200 or something like that. So that's just free. That was for you. Okay, so back to the lens. You don't want the kit lens that comes with the camera body. You want a Nikon 50 millimeter 1.8 camera, or lens, or Canon 50 millimeter 1.8 lens. I made an entire video about the lens every new photographer needs. This is the one. This is the lens that is going to propel you forward. And it's going to be oh, I actually do know what I'm doing. I actually can make professional images. You cannot do that with the kit lens. I'm just being completely honest, and I want to save you the headache. So you need a good camera body. Like I said before, the more expensive, the more user-friendly it is. So if you have the money, spend it. The second thing you need is the 50 millimeter 1.8 lens. Okay, like I said before, you can get this on a resale site. There are so many Nikon resale pages or Canon resale pages. Go in the Facebook group and ask, is anyone selling their 50 millimeter 1.8? Are they upgrading? This is the lens that you want, and it's $150. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you can book a session for $300, it might be worth the investment. So first thing you need is a good camera body. Second thing you need is a professional prime lens, which is a 50 millimeter 1.8. The third thing you need, and probably the scariest purchase that I know I made when I was first starting, is a MacBook Pro. And I have the 13-inch. I'm talking to it right now. It is this big. It's a 13-inch MacBook Pro. I do all my editing, everything on this MacBook Pro. You don't have to get the gigantic Big Mac. Just get a MacBook Pro. The reason is because the MacBook Pro is calibrated, the color is already calibrated. So whenever you are learning how to edit, you're not having to wonder if the color is right. Unfortunately, the, Microsoft computers, their colors are not calibrated correctly. And so you might think that you're editing well, but when you look on your iPhone and you look at your image, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's crap. Well, it's because, unfortunately, Microsoft's they just don't have that awesome capability. MacBook, the Apple products, it's just so much user-friendly for photographers, and you have a lot of other stuff to be stressed out about when you're first starting out. Wondering if your color and your white balance is correct should not be one of them. So splurge, save your pennies, get the MacBook Pro. And if photography doesn't work out for you, you still have an awesome laptop that you can get online and use and do all the things with. So it is a scary purchase and probably the scariest purchase, but you still have a laptop at the end of the day, which everyone needs these days. So camera, lens, MacBook Pro. The fourth thing that you need whenever you're starting in photography is Lightroom Classic CC. What the heck is that? That's the editing software that you are going to take the images that you took on your camera and you're going to upload them to this editing software. Now, you may have heard the term or the software program called Photoshop. Don't even go there. Don't waste your time. It's extremely confusing, especially for new photographers. Lightroom, you can figure out, if you know how to move sliders, like exposure, shadows on just like your phone editing a picture, you can do Lightroom. And I have tons of videos that teach you how to use Lightroom, Lightroom tricks, Lightroom hacks, and so does the rest of YouTube world. So it's like $9.99 a month if you get like the Adobe Cloud program. And so it's super inexpensive to start and it's 100% worth it. You can edit your images and you actually learn a lot about photography while you're editing your images. And so this is the fourth thing that I highly recommend that you need when you start photography. And the last but most important thing that you need when you start photography is education, more education, and a little bit more education. So the reason why I strongly suggest education is because if you just have a camera and you have a lens and you go out into the world and start shooting and have no clue what you're doing, you're not going to be happy with the result. The more education you fill into your mind, the more you can execute it through your camera. So there are so many free resources when you're first starting out that's what I did. I YouTubed and I Googled my little heart out. And it took a while. I made a ton of mistakes, but it is able to be done. Our free Facebook education group is there for you, and the community in there is awesome. You can ask me questions every single week. I go live and I answer them, and it's so awesome to see people grow just through the Facebook group alone. All these videos that you're watching, that's education. Keep educating yourself. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep shooting. We are having the Brittany Bruce photography course coming out this summer where I literally take you from opening your camera out of the box to printing your frame-worthy image and every step in between. So I'm super excited for this to come out. I feel like it could be life-changing for you. And if you have any questions about this video, comment below. Head over to the Brittany Bruce Education Facebook page. It's an easy search, but I'll also link it below for you. And yeah, I would love to help you there and just help grow your photography journey and your photography business. So stay tuned for more videos and keep learning.